You find yourself at the very bottom of the world's oceans, the Mariana Trench. Without warning, your submarine encounters an earthquake. As you peer outside, you witness the terrifying cause of the tremors. There's no mistaking it. Huge teeth, 15 centimeters, 6 inches, long, from the largest predator to ever exist, the Megalodon. A bite from this colossal creature would feel like being crushed under the weight of 3 massive African elephants stacked on top of you. We have more knowledge about Mars than our oceans. It's strange but true. We know more about Mars than we do about the depths of our own oceans. With only 15% of our oceans explored, who can say that ancient predators, like the Megalodon, aren't lurking somewhere in the depths, hidden from view? The deepest section of the Mariana Trench, known as Challenger Deep, plunges down 10,984 meters, 36,037 feet. If you were to drop Mount Everest into the trench, you'd still have about 2 kilometers, 1.3 miles, of space left. It's the perfect area for a megalodon to lurk, isn't it? But the Mariana Trench is a vast, cold, and hostile environment, engulfed in perpetual darkness. The temperature remains just around 2 degrees Celsius (35.6 degrees Fahrenheit) throughout the year. At its most extreme, the pressure in the trench is 1,000 times greater than at sea level. So, imagine if the Megalodon, the largest predator we thought went extinct millions of years ago, somehow survived. What if it adapted to this extreme environment, waiting for its next meal to arrive? 2 million years ago, the Megalodon's diet was immense, tearing through the equivalent of 1.5 cows every single day. But that diet wouldn't work in the cold, deep Mariana Trench. In fact, the absence of sunlight at such depths means no photosynthesis, which results in very little food at these depths. Creatures that inhabit the deep sea survive by scavenging the decaying remains of plants and animals from the upper ocean layers. Larger creatures sometimes store food in expandable stomachs for weeks or months, while others cope by being small and requiring minimal food to survive. If the Megalodon were anywhere near its original size, it could easily be several thousand years old. It might feast on creatures like the Portuguese dogfish and the Greenland shark. The Megalodon could travel to the shallower ocean layers to feed under the cover of night and then return to the deep during the day. And, just maybe, it could even catch a giant squid. So, what's stopping it from attacking your puny 10,700 kilogram, 11.8 ton, submarine? Well, its teeth and bones might not be in prime condition due to the immense pressure of the Mariana Trench. The pressure there dissolves and breaks down proteins and calcium over time. The deepest dwelling fish known to science, the Hadal snailfish, has flexible cartilage instead of rigid bones to withstand such pressure. All creatures in the deep sea have molecules called piezolytes, which help prevent other molecules from being crushed under the intense pressure. If the Megalodon were to reside in the Mariana Trench, it would certainly need to develop some of these molecules to survive. To maintain body heat in such a freezing environment, the Megalodon would likely need to be warm-blooded. And to navigate in complete darkness, it could either evolve bioluminescence or grow massive eyes similar to the giant squid. Its skin might also adapt to allow for better tactile feedback in such an inhospitable world. An expandable stomach would help it store food for when it's scarce. Additionally, inward-facing teeth might help prevent its slippery prey from escaping. However, with all of these adaptations and genetic changes, would the Megalodon still be the terrifying predator we imagine? Probably not. So, you can plan that dream trip to the Mariana Trench, confident that you won't be the next meal for an enormous prehistoric shark. And while you're there, you could maybe conduct a little research, perhaps dig into the trench itself. Just remember the safety rules. You find yourself at the very bottom of the planet's oceans, in the depths of the Mariana Trench. Suddenly, the submarine you're in begins to tremble as it encounters an earthquake. As you gaze outside, you see the terrifying cause of the disturbance. There's no mistaking the massive, jagged teeth, about 15 centimeters, 6 inches, long, from the largest predator ever to roam the earth, the Megalodon. A bite from this monstrous creature would feel like being crushed under the weight of 3 enormous African elephants stacked on top of you, a true testament to its unimaginable power. We know more about Mars than our oceans. In a curious twist, humans know far more about the surface of Mars than they do about our own oceans. Despite the fact that over 85% of our oceans remain unexplored, it's impossible to rule out the possibility that ancient, colossal predators, like the Megalodon, could still be lurking deep within the ocean's depths, hidden from our eyes. The Mariana Trench, specifically its deepest part called Challenger Deep, drops to a staggering depth of 10,984 meters, 36,037 feet. To put it into perspective, if you were to submerge Mount Everest into the trench, it would still leave about 2 kilometers, 1.3 miles, of space between the summit and the trench's floor. This vast, dark abyss could easily provide enough space for the Megalodon to still roam undetected, waiting for its next meal.